You know what I'm going to do tomorrow? I'm going to watch the fucking View.
The View?
That's what I'm going to do.
How dare you? How dare you?
That's where I'm going to get my humor from.
You told me you didn't like The
Okay,
View.
but I'm watching it tomorrow.
You told me you didn't like it.
I never told you that.
Oh, you like
I
it?
told you they're my favorite of all time.
Oh.
You all remember our first guest from Saturday Night Live, where, among other things, he hosted the Weekend Update. Remember that? But he was so committed to doing an imitation of Bob Dole, he even took Viagra himself. That is really... Now he's the host of his very own show right here on ABC. It's called The Norm Show. Take a look.
Hearing is 3 o'clock. And don't worry, because with the help of a little oxygen, you're going to be as sharp as a tack for that review board. Oh, wow. I just remembered where I left my Lincoln logs in 5th grade.
In 1938, I killed a hobo.
So, Norm, do a little Bob Dole for us.
Bob Dole?
Yeah. Would you?
You want me to do it?
Yeah, do it.
It's a kind of an old impression, you know?
It's in the news again.
It is?
Yeah.
Well, I try to work on new impressions, you know what I mean? Like fresh, torn from the headlines of the newspapers, of the journals, of the, you know.
Well, he's in today's headline. You just do a little.
But I got Liddy Dole. I'm working on a new one, Liddy Dole.
Liddy Dole.
Yeah, I do Liddy Dole.
Do Liddy Dole.
Okay. I'm Liddy Dole, running for president. Liddy Dole wants to be president. Doesn't want to work at the blood bank anymore. Wants to be president of the United States. Liddy Dole.
You got that Bob Dole?
That is Bob Dole.
No. Bob Dole says, I'm Bob Dole. This is Liddy Dole. I'm Liddy Dole.
You were sick, man.
Yeah.
Very good.
And you know how sometimes, like, when people are married for a long time, they start to sound like each other? I think that's what happened with Bob and Liddy Dole.
You are really wild. I mean, you're wild in that show, and you're wild in person.
What?
Yeah. Don't you think?
No, I think you're wild.
You hear us talking about the Friars Club roast and everything, and you know, Joy is the queen of the Friars
I went
Club.
to that Friars Club once. I never seen a roast or anything like that, Joy, but I went one time. I loved playing poker. I had a bit of a gambling problem for a while, and I couldn't get enough poker games, right? So this dude, he told me, you gotta go to the Friars Club, man. There's a big poker game there, right? I have to talk to 4 people here. So I go to the Friars Club. Barbara, are you listening?
Yeah.
So I'm at the Friars Club, and they tell me there's this big poker game, right? So I go there, and there's all these old dudes there, right? And they're all comics from like 50 years ago, and I don't know who the hell they are, you know? And it's not like famous comics like Milton Berle or anybody like that. It's these B-level comics from 50 years ago, you know? Like Freddie Roman and dudes like that, right? So they're all playing poker, you know? They're all playing poker. And I'm playing poker. I just want to play poker, but they're all like making jokes, you know. And every joke they're making involves me being a gay dude. You know, you know what I mean? Like they'll go, here you go, kid. Here's a, you know, be like a queen. I get a queen. They go, here's a lady for the lady. And they'd all laugh, you know. And I didn't notice at first. I'm just playing cards, and all of a sudden I realized every joke is me being a homosexual man, right? So I'm not a homosexual man, as you well know. So,
He's definitely not. You're not.
yeah, I'm not. And let me tell you something else. I would have sex with you while you were awake.
You're such a novelty for me. Go ahead.
No, there's no story. It's just, and then I'm playing, and then all of a sudden this old dude next to me goes, kid, just you gotta show them what you're made of. You insult them too. You know, so I'm like, oh, so there's an old dude, there's like 70 years old. So I go, hey, there, old dude, you probably have had a few guys, or had sex with a few guys, right? And he goes,
Well, so
Is that the story? You know what?
Okay, so I guess you don't need a punchline.
No, you don't need a punchline. This is the new comedy,
The new
Joy.
comedians, no punchline.
If you think this one is funny, then you have to see the Norm Show. Now, I have to actually write down your character. It's a tax-evading former hockey player sentenced to community service as a social worker.
yeah, that's right, yeah.
You just couldn't come up with a guy named Joe. No, it's this person here.
Yeah.
But I'm told, even with this comic timing, you can't remember your lines.
I can't memorize stuff, you know what I mean? I'm not good at memorizing. We only have 1 minute, by the way.
You can read. So what do you do?
He wasn't holding up that finger, so go ahead.
That's a No.
What do you do? Well, you weren't listening? What do you do? How do you memorize? How do you do
I can't
it?
memorize things, like, because in each script we get each week, there's like 600-700 words.
Wow.
You know? And you have to say them in order. You know what I mean?
That's really hard.
That ain't easy.
What is it like on the set of that show with you?
What is it like? Well, what do you mean?
What do I mean? Well, because you're so average.
She thinks you're
normal,
wacky.
Well,
I think
I'm
you're
just saying it's hard to
wonderfully wacky.
memorize. We're not walking around the set going, hey, you know.
Being critical of us.
I love this show. No, what I do is I try to, like, sometimes, if you watch the show, sometimes you'll see, like, I'll forget a line.
We have to watch it, too. Not just have you on, we have to watch it,
You have to watch the show,
okay,
yeah.
okay.
No, but sometimes, geez, this is a long minute. Sometimes, like, if you watch the show, you'll notice, sometimes maybe during the show, there'll be, like, sometimes, like, 20 minutes will pass where nobody will say anything. You know what I mean? Because it was my line. But there's ways to cover. Sometimes I'll just read a newspaper.
You've admitted that you're lazy. I think you've read 6 books in your life.
I've read 6.
6. What kind of a woman would be attracted to you, do you think?
Well, I have a lot of money.
Oh.
Just announced yesterday when we all pranced before the advertisers.
I met
It's been
Barbara
renewed for
yesterday.
next year's. Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
we did.
remember?
And I have forgiven you for all those takeoffs you did on all of us very serious news people.
On the Saturday Night
On the
Live
Saturday
program?
Night Live.
You were brilliant.
What?
You were. You were brilliant on that. No, you were.
You really were.
Well, tell us about your garbage collecting day.
Joy's book is great. Did you read it?
Oh, absolutely.
Thank you,
That was a
Norm.
very
Thank
funny
you,
book.
Norm.
I really enjoyed
Joystick.
that.
Say the name of the book.
Enough already.
Joystick.
We're coming back at the last segment. We're talking hot topics, and we're going to be discussing Star Wars. Do you want to stick around and join
And
us?
action
Yeah, that'd be
figures.
great.
You're going to come back. And your minute is up. Okay, be sure to catch the Norm Show tonight at 9:30 Eastern right here on ABC. Later, Barbara's showing you her eye makeup secrets. But when we come back, find out what you do every day that can really be bad for your health. We'll be right back.
How does Barbara Walters get her picture-perfect peepers? She'll show you later.
Go, girl.
Where was her? All of us sitting here instead of being at home. Anyhow, so unless you've been living under a rock, Star Wars. I do not understand why people stand in line for days and days and days. They can't see the movie in 2 weeks. I mean, they don't have jobs. In any event, so I went to see Star Wars. I have never seen any of the Star Wars, and I felt terrible about it until I learned that
I never saw
seen
it.
it.
Never saw the first
No,
one.
I never saw any of them.
No.
You never saw anything? You never wanted to see Star Wars?
No, I never liked them.
I didn't know you
I don't like those science fiction because my dad always hated them. And you know how you try to be what your dad, you try to be, you know what I mean? And I remember when I was a kid, I watched that Twilight Zone. Remember that show?
Yeah.
And oh my God, my dad hated it because it was too fantastical, and he thought I should be doing the chores. And I remember one time me and my brother were watching Star
My
Wars.
son was. Have you ever seen Star Wars?
I know.
10 minutes later.
This goes on. That's Norm.
We only have 2 more minutes.
I was just giving you a little backstory, but me and my brother were watching the Twilight Zone, and then my dad walked by, and we were watching, and we were all excited about this Twilight Zone, and then my dad walked by, and he looked at, like, the screen, and he said, I suppose this one's a goddamn ghost.
Oh, well, that was funny. Okay. Anyway, we're going to give our quick review. So, I had never seen it. I thought all of the, you know, the mechanical figures and all of that, I thought that was fine, you know, but it was okay. What'd you think?
Well, I tell you, I did love the pod race. That's the best part. There's this race in the middle of it. I'm a big Star Wars fan because
What about
Harrison
Billy
Ford,
D. Williams? I bet you
but
like
see,
him.
race back in the day with the real original Star Wars.
I hear that was
with,
better.
yes, with my man Harrison Ford playing Han Solo. Now that was some Star Wars. Now, I have to tell you a confession, Barbara. I fell asleep for 10 full minutes in this Star Wars.
I
was watching it. What happened?
I did too.
You did?
Yeah, sort of in the middle. And you never go to Star Wars.
No, you know what? I'm not interested in
You know what
Star Wars. I'm
happened? You know what
interested-
happened when she fell asleep? Meredith's husband had sex with her.
You weren't supposed to tell.
You might get a little of that if you weren't so busy fondling
Yeah, what
these
are you
action
doing
figures.
with
I mean, what
her?
are you about? No, well, you know what? There's a psychiatrist. Is it from Harvard? I think it is. Who's been studying these figures and noticed that their muscles are getting bigger, and boys have body images. They don't talk about it, but they do body image problems. And part of it is because of these action figures. They see these and they want to look like them when they get
have
bigger.
the same problems as girls.
So what are you doing with that poor action figure?
Oh, I'm fighting. I am Tom Glavine. I will beat you.
Did you ever have a body image problem?
Yeah,
Or do you
because I'm
now?
really, really thin, so I always wear like lots of clothes because I'm ashamed of my thinness.
No, seriously?
Yeah, look, you can put your whole hand around my wrist. See how tiny it is?
Most boys are built
That's not good
thin.
for a boy.
I mean, if you want to look like this, boys now know that if they want to look like this, they have to take steroids or turn gay. That's how you look like this.
But you're very tall.
I was going to take those
Doesn't that make up
steroids.
for it?
What?
You're going to take steroids?
Yeah. But then I found out, you know that they shrink your testicles? Did you know that?
I
swear
thought
to
that was
God.
the fun part.
You know what? If you look at this
Well,
little
you
action
guys,
figure, I'm telling you.
Unfortunately, we're out of time.
Oh.
Too bad. And I have to say, Norm, that speaking as you just did, you fit right into this panel. And we may just add you every day to our Hot Topics. Norm, you are
Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much.
We'll be right back. So try these words out. Droll, sarcastic, controversial, hilarious. Well, those are some of the words that are used to describe Norm Macdonald's character on his sitcom, Norm. But as you will see in this clip, people may think twice before they use the words smooth or charming. Take a look.
Hey, Lori. Hey, look, I can see your underwear there.
You're supposed to see him.
Yeah, that's a little desperate, isn't it?
I'm playing tennis with Shelley.
You're playing tennis with Shelley?
Yeah.
Hey, I have an idea that would even be more fun for you. If I played tennis with Shelley, while you, I don't know what you do, who cares?
And in spite of that, please welcome Norm Macdonald.
All right, what's up, man?
Okay, Norm, you're Canadian.
Yes, I am.
So what do you think of this whole presidential mess?
Well, I hope that the Democrats don't steal the election from the winner, you know, but who knows?
You like George Bush, don't you?
I love George Bush, man. He's a good man, decent, you know, none of this. Yeah, he's, you know, he's not a liar, a crook, murderer, or anything like that. So it'd be good to get the
See, I think we should get the homicide out of the White House and get like a fresh start, because we don't want any more murderers.
I think we should just go on to the next question.
Who are the murderers?
Yeah.
Oh, Clinton, he murdered a guy.
Yeah, you know, we're not allowed to, you're not allowed to put out no accusations without
That's a little too far.
That's the way it doesn't work.
Let's just go on to the next question.
Yeah.
This is not my week. What can I tell you?
Oh, it's not mine either, and I'm being very nice, okay? Be a good boy. Now, Norm.
Do you never hear that?
No. Listen, we don't need
I
to
don't
talk
want to get
about
into
that.
this, and I don't want to hear it, and this is not the place to make those accusations, and you're supposed to be funny. Let's get on to the next question. So get with it.
There you go.
This is a live show.
Not for nothing, Norm, but you have been properly chastised by Barbara, so I'm now going to ask the next question.
I thought it was a matter of record.
Shut up! Shut up! Look,
Okay.
let me do this, okay?
I'll tell you what's a matter of record. You will not be invited back if you don't shut up. All right, now. Let's talk football.
All right, manslaughter.
Let's talk football.
Norm, did you ever hear the word?
The phone is ringing.
I certainly hope that's somebody calling to tell you to go home.
Oh, no.
Dude, you got a phone ringing.
Oh.
Answer the phone.
Hello? Oh, yeah. Oh, no. The thing is this. You know Matt Strauss?
Yeah, the producer.
The producer. He told me it would be funny. He said, like, why don't you carry a cell phone on and then let it ring and then pretend like there's a guy on it?
Is there anybody on it?
No, it's a thing. Pretend.
You know what, Norm? You're a dead man.
Here, you talk to him now.
You know what, Barbara? You know what you said about rage and work?
Give this man a plate of soup and tell him to shut up.
Norm,
All right, then. Let's see.
Norm.
What?
Okay, listen, Norm, listen. Not only have you annoyed us, but I read that you have actually annoyed one of your idols. Who is that?
Oh, the great Bill Cosby.
Yeah, what'd you do?
Oh, my God, I love that guy. He's my hero, you know, just like you. Maybe Bill Clinton would be your hero. I love...
There's no stopping you, is there?
No, you seem to like Bill Clinton.
Really? And this man leads into our show on Friday night.
I know.
It's all right, his career's over after this anyway. Who cares? Go ahead, Norm.
No, Bill Clinton, who's a great man, obviously. You know, everybody has their opinions, right?
Are you moving along?
No,
You're
Bill
going to get to the point.
Cosby.
Bill Cosby.
Oh, Cosby.
Oh, God. Cosby.
What's in that coffee? What are you drinking in there?
Now, Bill Cosby is a great man, first of all. There has never been any accusations toward Bill Cosby about any...
Will you just tell us what you did with Bill Cosby?
Oh, I met him. I opened for him at a club, and he was a great man, you know. He's my hero of all time. You know how funny Bill Cosby is,
Yeah,
right?
so get to the point. I'm going past menopause. Make the point. Let's go.
Not everything has a point.
We are learning that, okay?
All right, Norm, you want to finish the story, or shall I ask you the next thing?
Well, the Bill Cosby thing is this.
Dear God.
I met Bill Cosby. We're all fans of Bill Cosby, right, Barbara?
Yeah.
What? Yes. Why don't we talk about the millionaire?
Oh, yeah, you know what? Tonight, Norm and I...
please. I like Bill Cosby. Let's talk about the millionaire.
Norm Macdonald and I are on The Millionaire tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Well, tell him about that, how you thought he's dumb today. Where do you see him tonight? Come on, Norm. Tell him, Norm.
People always told me Hollywood was like incredibly liberal of bias, and I thought it was untrue. But
You want to talk about the millionaire?
yes, I do.
You have 10 seconds
tell
to
how
talk
much
about
you
the
want.
millionaire.
Don't tell how much.
Don't tell him what I won?
No.
Oh.
You're not allowed to tell anything like that.
Well, what are you trying to ask him then?
I don't know.
Okay.
He doesn't answer anything anyway. So we'll tell him.
Okay, so he's on The Millionaire tonight, and he's on Friday nights, and
on Monday, his taxes will be audited.
so he's on Friday nights at 9. He's on The Millionaire at 9. You can play along at home on Enhanced TV. You are a number. I have never met anything like you. We will be right back.
this is such an honor for all of us, but especially for me, because I love you and I love how tall you are. How are you?
Yes.
Such a fan. This is the 9th season of Last Comic Standing, and you. It is, yes, 9 long years.
This is the first time I've seen it.
Well, there you go. Well, you're joined by Keenan Ivory Wayans and Roseanne.
Yeah.
So walk me through your process. What do you look for when you're watching these comedians?
Well, you know, stand-up is sort of a, I always think of it as a craft more than an art. Because, you know, with art, you, like, interpret it. But craft, you have to make everybody in the audience make an exact noise at an exact time. So, so it's easy to learn. You know, you can bring it up to an art later on. But I just tried to help them because I never got any help. I just try to...
Sorry about that.
No, when we started, everyone hated each other. Like, I see young stand-ups now, and everybody's so supportive. But, man, when I started, it was like, you know, one bowl of food and 50 dogs.
He's not lying. That's true.
I mean, one of your first jobs, you actually...
I remember my buddy was Kinnison. And Kinnison, man, he was always mad at you.
Always mad at me. But what could I do?
Yeah, yeah.
Because I loved him. He was pretty much one of the funniest men on the face of the planet.
I feel that, too.
Yeah.
You know, I feel he was the last...
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel he was the last original voice in comedy. And about a year before he died, he was like, man, Whoopi's giving it back to me. I like it.
Yes, I am. Yes, I did. But we were friends by the time. I'd known him for years, but you know, it's crazy time. But the difference between then and now is, you know, it took us a long time to realize that nobody was actually fighting. You know, nobody was actually fighting. Everybody was trying to do the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. And also, if a comedian gets a TV show, then you should be happy because it expands your chances.
Yeah. It took us a little while to figure it out, but we got it.
Yeah. We did. Now, Norm, I would consider you arguably maybe the best host of Weekend Update on SNL. I think you're one of the most beloved. I mean, so just... I feel like I'm really, like, crawling in. But anyways, you know, if you were still hosting, what would you have to say about Donald Trump?
Donald Trump?
Yeah.
Well, you know, Donald Trump's, like, an interesting character because obviously what he's saying is resonating with the American public. You know, or he wouldn't be on top of the polls, right? And so if you have a clown saying these things, you know, an utterly unlikable person saying these things, imagine if you had a charismatic individual, you know? Somebody with the charisma of Reagan or Bill Clinton saying something like this. Then you could be in dangerous territory, boy.
Could you do a little...
That was funny, huh?
Profound.
Norm?
It was profound.
I thought you were going somewhere like leader of Germany. I didn't know where we were headed.
I know that you've also played the dog on Dr. Dolittle, so we work together. If you interrupt me again, Norm, we're going to have a problem.
We kind of work together.
Kind
of. Like Eddie, I got a call from Eddie, and he's like, I want you to be in... I never met Eddie Murphy, but he's my hero and stuff. So he's like, I want you to be in this movie with me. I'm like, yeah, awesome. I get to meet Eddie Murphy, and then I didn't get to meet him.
No. I felt the same way about you and Chris Rock. I'm like, I don't even get to work with him. That's not fair.
That sucks. And then you're just in a room, and there's a picture of a dog talking, and then you got to, and then the director's like, that part's not funny. Can't you think of anything funnier? I'm like, what? I mean.
A lot of people don't know that you're on the road like 300-something days a year. You're doing stand-up.
I was trying to, B.B. King told me he did 320 days a year. Big man, you know, with, you know, and he had to prick his fingers. Everybody used loose steel. So I said, I'm going to try beat B.B. King. If he can do it, I can do it. But I never got past 300 I did last year.
But it was just a lot.
Wow. You're like the Jay-Z of stand-up.
A lot of people remember back in May when Letterman retired, you were one of the last guests, and you got pretty choked up.
Well,
It was a pretty emotional time, wasn't it?
No, Letterman, I think Letterman, like, he was my hero, but I think he was everybody's hero. He changed the way people talk in America, and you know, he really helped me when other people didn't like me, and so.
Barbara Walters is planning to announce her retirement. What's next for Babs? Death.
The old Norm Macdonald is back.
So Norm, do a little Bob Dole for us.
Bob Dole?
Yeah. Would you?
You want me to do it?
Yeah, do it.
It's a kind of an old impression, you know.
Makes in the news again.
It is?
Yeah.
Well, I try to work on new impressions, you know what I mean? Like fresh, torn from the headlines of the newspapers, of the journals, of the, you know.
Well, he's in today's headline. You just do a little.
But I got Liddy Dole. I'm working on a new one, Liddy Dole.
Liddy Dole.
Yeah, I do Liddy Dole.
Do Liddy Dole.
Okay. I'm Liddy Dole, running for president. Liddy Dole wants to be president. Doesn't want to work at the blood bank anymore. Wants to be president of the United States. Liddy Dole.
You got my
You know what I'm going to do tomorrow? I'm going to watch the fucking View.
The View?
That's what I'm going to do.
How dare you? How dare you?
That's where I'm going to get my humor from.
You told me you didn't like The View.
But I'm watching it tomorrow.
You told me you didn't like it.
I never told you that.
Oh, you like
I
it?
told you they're my favorite of all time.
You all remember our first guest from Saturday Night Live, where, among other things, he hosted the Weekend Update. Remember that? But he was so committed to doing an imitation of Bob Dole, he even took Viagra himself. That is really... Now he's the host of his very own show right here on ABC. It's called The Norm Show. Take a look.
Hearing is 3 o'clock. And don't worry, because with the help of a little oxygen, you're going to be as sharp as a tack for that review. Oh, wow. I just remembered where I left my Lincoln Logs in 5th grade.
In 1938, I killed a hobo.
Bob Dole says, I'm Bob Dole. This is Liddy Dole. I'm Liddy Dole.
You're sick, man.
Yeah.
Very good.
And you know how sometimes, like, when people are married for a long time, they start to sound like each other? I think that's what happened with Bob and Liddy Dole.
You are really wild. I mean, you're wild in that show, and you're wild in person.
What?
Yeah. Don't you think?
No, I think you're wild.
You hear us talking about the Friars Club roast and everything, and you know, Joy is the queen of the Friars Club.
I went to that Friars Club once. I never seen a roast or anything like that, Joy, but I went one time. I loved playing poker. I had a bit of a gambling problem for a while, and I couldn't get enough poker games, right? So this dude, he told me, you gotta go to the Friars Club, man. There's a big poker game there, right? I have to talk to 4 people there. So I go to that man, right? So I'm not a homosexual man, as you well know. So,
He's definitely not. You're not.
yeah, I'm not. But let me tell you something else. I would have sex with you while you were awake.
Such a novelty for me. Go ahead.
No, there's no story. It's just, and then I'm playing, and then all of a sudden this old dude next to me goes, kid, just you gotta show him what you're made of. You insult them too. You know, so I'm like, oh, so there's an old dude. There's like 70 years old. So I go, hey, there, old dude. You probably have had a few guys. I've had sex with a few guys, right? And he goes.
Well, so let's get back to
You know what?
Okay, so I guess you don't need a punchline.
No, you don't need a punchline. This is the new comedy,
The new
Joy.
comedians, no.
To the Friars Club. Barbara, are you listening?
Yeah.
So I'm at the Friars Club, and they tell me there's this big poker game, right? So I go there, and there's all these old dudes there, right? And they're all comics from like 50 years ago, and I don't know who the hell they are, you know? And it's not like famous comics like Milton Berle or anybody like that. It's these B-level comics from 50 years ago, you know? Like Freddie Roman and dudes like that, right? So they're all playing poker, you know? They're all playing poker. And I'm playing poker. I just want to play poker, but they're all like making jokes, you know. And every joke they're making involves me being a gay dude. You know, you know what I mean? Like they'll go, here you go, kid. Here's a, you know, be like a queen. I get a queen. They go, here's a lady for the lady. And they'd all laugh, you know. And I didn't notice at first. I'm just playing cards, and all of a sudden I realized every joke is me being a homosexual